No way. All right. I think we are. Interesting why that says go live right there. All right, I hope everyone go live. Why? Nope, we are. Okay. Let's see where we left off. We did. Feel like we did that video. That was yesterday's. It's 58-second video, 30-second video, 4-minute video. Hang on. Hi everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? Because it feels like it here. Let me look at my mic. It's showing that I'm in like the yellow. Can everyone hear me all right? Do I seem advanced audio properties? I'm at plus like 5 dB. Monitors off. That shows 2. Let me go back to. Excuse me. All right. Hope everyone is doing well today. Let me just kind of open up the floor. Does anybody want to, before we kind of hang out and do stuff, is there anything anybody wants to talk about before I kind of get zoned out and get going here? Because right now, because I know I need to do loud and clear. Hey, Vinky. Awesome. Thank you for joining today. I know you're probably very busy. I don't know. I think I had a cut on my hand from doing a water heater. And now I think I have something stuck in the scab. So, all right, loud and clear, you said. All right, cool. I haven't messed with this screen for the microphone in a while. Let's see. Did be impactful. Begin controlling the output. Let me look at something here. Vinky, is there anything you want to look at today? I know you asked, what were we talking about last time? Oh, you were asking about CTE and temporary tables. Were you here when we built this, where I created a base table and then I created another CTE off of that CTE and then joined the two? I can't remember, because I guess I have not done enough research to be able to answer the question about what would be a better use case. So, because I think a temporary table actually writes to the database, whereas CTE just kind of sits in memory. The way that I understand a CTE. So here's some documentation. CTE, Common Table Expressions, is an essential tool for simplifying complex queries and making them more readable. By defining temporary result sets, oh, that's an interesting way to say that. I like that. Or a view. I always like to talk about it as a view. Temporary results set can be referenced multiple times. CTE in SQL allows developers to break down complex logic into manageable parts. CTEs help the hierarchical hierarchical data representation, improve code reusability, and simplify maintenance. Completely agree with that. Because I remember I would use, I thought CTEs were cheating and subqueries were more. This is all on my own part. Were a cheat way, but the more that I've read, and also in this article we will explain SQL CTEs, their purpose, syntax, practical applications. For example, we'll also explore recursive CTEs with structure and when to use them. Okay, and I do know it improves performance. I have read that multiple times. So, all right, let me go back to chat and see. CTE versus temporary. And I always needed, because what I would be building it into a flow, and shortly after I was building the logic for what I was building, I began writing. So what's really cool is once you come up with your queries that you're looking for stuff, then you end up doing insert into, then you go blank, whatever you need, and then you'll be inserting this into your tables. We'll do that very, very soon. But that's what, towards the end of my time with Walmart, that's what I ended up doing, is I was just constantly, which I didn't even know what I was doing, that I was building pipelines. I just thought I was doing very simple tasks. Well, to me, I thought they were, true CTE sits on memory. Like, what's the best case scenario, and how long does the query take time for both cases? Wait a minute, let me reread that. Like, what's the best case scenario, and how long does the query takes time for both cases? Yes. It all depends on the, what I would also say is depends on, Kratos, Happy New Year to you, the platform, because I got spoiled with GCP and BigQuery. And boy, just think about that being backed by Google and all of their servers. And data discovery, oh my goodness, it might take 5 or 10 minutes for something to run in data discovery, where it would only take moments to run. I think comparison, the longest query I ever had, like in data discovery, it will actually time out. And I was like, what? Oh, and also the limitations of the amount of output that data discovery had. That was shocking. Like, I was limited to 10,000 rows, and until we started to mess around with Dataiku, and then we were able to do that. Oh, and it's looking right here. Where'd that go? Said that I was gonna disconnect in like 3 hours. Not connected to database. All right. So let's see where we left off. I know I need to start editing these. I can't believe today's Saturday already. Look at all these videos here. Look at all these videos that I had done. And those are old. Those are really old. All right. Let's look at this. This is 4 minutes. I need to chop this down bad. All right. So of this, and I'm acclimated with some of the basics, is the sort by syntax. So you're going to be... Let me see if I can edit that out. All right. LinkedIn template 12 days ago. And I read something somewhere that the best time to post is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on LinkedIn. So let's drop this in here. See if we can get this going. All right, go to editing. Can you guys see that okay? I don't know. Can I change? Yeah, I changed midstream. And it can handle this. Let's do this. Yeah. So I don't have to do any crazy stuff. Let's flip this around. Come over here. And now, yeah. And see, this looks completely different. Well, one, I guess the camera is a little bit different, but I just swapped monitors. I don't even know if I can do this over here. Let's find out. All right. Whoa, that looks so weird over there. All right, so bear with me. How this blue? I got a blue tinge. All right. Well, one, I got to up this audio. 8. Move this over here. Move this over here. I hate that. All right. My thoughts on how could I use CT over temporaries and vice versa? I guess. Well, your temporary, I guess. Well, because you're having to write, you're gonna have to write. So would you, if you here, let's bring this over here for a second. All right. So right here, CTE is a results table, is a view, where temporary table you'd have to write to it to have that data. So I guess it's depending on what you're using, what your goal is. I mean, typically you're using SQL. I'd say a super majority of the time you're using SQL to pull information from a table. In an application, well, no, it all depends what the application is doing. But I mean, they all have a use case. Now, a temporary table, you got to create it, then you got to write to it. Where a CTE, you use a query and you have a CTE. So when you query something, when you get the results. So I guess a temporary table, if I were to begin to think through this, you're still going to have a result. And then if you want to store it for a time, it just seems to me that you would start with a CTE and then go from there. But again, it's always what's the true task at hand. All right. Let's get back to here. All right, and let's go. All right, I got that. And I've been seeing about this is so weird doing it on this monitor. So now I have OBS on the monitor in front of me, and I've now just swapped since I do this. Yeah. Just weirder. There's a blue. Where's this blue coming from? Does this look blue right here? It looks like it's blue to me. All right. I want to get us. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that going to change anything? I want a half a second. Not that. Now, and sometimes it's a half, it goes up. Why is that not a hundredths of a second? Okay, I want a half a second without me. Yeah, we'll do right there. Mark it. Move it over. Come back. All right. Oh, I always forgot. This thing is so weird. You count off how many tenths of a second over here, and it's never the same. All right. Any comments in chat? Let's see. So you are having a hard time hearing me? So I apologize. I don't think I've seen you here before. Car, I got a weird thing going on my Cavanna. Thank you for stopping by, and I will do my best. I guess I was concentrating, so I probably lowered my voice. All right, let's go back and let's get here. Control Z, Control Z. All right, let's go back another. Let's go to here. All right, let's mark that. Bring that back over. Yeah, that's right size. Cut. This is going to be really weird for me to work on this side, so it's just maybe really, really choppy. I'm going to do a test here in a second to see how loud this really is. All right. Cut this. Hi everyone, this is Sam. All right. Hi everyone, this is Sam. Mark. All right. So if you haven't noticed, I say so and all right way too much. All right, so you're beginning to learn a little bit of you're beginning to let's see what this does. Adobe is so good and forgiving. I was driving the other day and I was trying to wrap my head around how in the world is this doing this, and how you're graphically capturing so many different things all at one time. Hi everyone, this is Sam. You're beginning to learn a little bit of SQL. This is Sam. You're beginning to. That was too tight. Let's cut this. When I say so your, and I just really kind of push that together. So you're beginning to learn a little. So let's do there. Let's see how that feels. This is Sam. So you're beginning to learn a little bit of SQL. And Mark. Nope, I don't want to. You start marking too many of these, and they're just going to pile up on you, and you won't be able to keep up with where everything is. All right. A little bit of SQL. And you're interacting with some databases. Well, now you need to begin to control. Well, now, because I got to get this way down with being 4 minutes. Nobody's going to watch any of these. Well, now you need to begin to control. Databases. Well, now you need to begin to control some of this information. How does this look? I haven't even checked. That's funny because now on this, the color change between here and the monitor that I'm looking at is crazy. So this is much more red here. You can't see that. I'm looking at two different monitors. The monitor that you see this on, and then the monitor that is showing the recording of this. They are not the same. I think it's hue, the same hue. So the output looks more red than the monitor itself. Okay, now I don't know where my mouse is. Is it on my... That's funny. Okay, I only see one mouse. So, all right, it's on the right monitor. You wouldn't think that'd mess me up, but it does. All right, I think I think Nico just posted something. I forgot to tell everybody what we are. All right, Nico, what'd you send? Having this thing backwards is messing me up. All right, let me do add everyone. Everyone, I'm live. Come and hang out. Smiley face. Yep. All right, Nico. What'd you send? What is that? Can you use this emoji? Everyone Discord. Oh, that's funny. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. Like, imagine a computer assembly. There's lots of components like CPU, motherboard, RAM. With CTU, we can trace total quantities of each component, just like a recursive calculation, right? Oh, I guess you may be already digging into deeper. Hang on, let me see, make sure. Of each component, just as recursive calculation. I guess we may be going a little bit deeper than I'm even prepared to say, because SQL is my my second language, so there may be a lot more going on under the hood that I can't speak to. I guess I was thinking more fundamentally of, and the use cases that I have of where I use a CTE as a result, and then because my goals were always to take the data and then do something with it, either send it to a Tableau server for an analyst to work with, or then write it to a table that other members of the team were going to use, and things like that. So I guess I can't speak to that. I don't want to say yes or no. And I guess if there's more capabilities to a CTE for traceback, I wouldn't be able to speak to that. So I want to stay in my lane of the use cases that I've had. But when I was reading some of those comments, readability, so much. I think probably a better comparison would be a CTE to a subquery. That would be closer to apples. Because I guess I'm thinking temporary table, CTE, apples, and rebar. So where a temp table would be more of a structural process or piece in your assembly. But all right, let's get back. I don't need that open. I need that open. There we go. All right. So let's see where we are. Information. And the best. Hang on. How loud? That feels pretty loud. Way to learn and. Okay, I got a big gap here. We got to clean that up. This information. Okay, mark. There's another and. Let's see if it fits here. This information. And the best way to learn and become acclimated with some of the basics is the sort by syntax. So you're going to be sorting the columns in the way that you can glean information. Now, one of the important things to know is when you do a sort by and then you insert a column name, it's automatically going to default to ascending. And the keyword, the spelling of that is just is ASC.
I felt and some dyslexia going on real hard when I was about to say
ascending. That. And the keyword, the spelling of that is just
you need to get rid of
default to ascending.
Mark.
I think there's a way to temporarily automatically going to default to ascending is ASC. And
let's go back.
And the keyword, the spelling of that is just
that's it.
The spelling of that is just is ASC.
All right, so it's here. Cut and cut this. Then I gotta get rid of that. Let's see. Let's listen.
The default to ascending, and the keyword, the spelling of that is just ASC.
I think I can trim that just a little bit more.
The default to ascending. The spelling of that is just ASC.
The
that is just that.
Let's cut this.
Default to ascending. The spelling of that is ASC. and it's redundant if you do it, but if you need to do that at the beginning, that's absolutely fine. But descending, if you want that to be in descending order, you literally need to type in descending or the shorthand or the proper syntax for sequel, DESC. You need to type in descending or the shorthand, not shorthand because I'm making it sound like you can type either. Or the proper syntax for sequel, DESC. Okay. And it's redundant if you do it, but if you need to do that at the beginning, that's absolutely fine. But descending, if you want that to be in descending order, you literally need to type in descending or the shorthand be in descending order. Descending order. So yeah, I need to mark this. The shorthand or the proper syntax for sequel, proper syntax. Okay, you need to type in proper syntax. Okay, let's listen to this, see how choppy this is. Descending, if you want that to be in descending order, proper syntax for sequel, DESC. Now, where this becomes very, very powerful is you're able to do multiple sorts in different directions. Powerful. Yep. I got to get this compressed. Is you're able to do multiple powerful is you're able to do let's get this cleaned up first. Cut. If you're new to Adobe, I've found that cutting on the very, very powerful is you're able to do multiple mark. I got this new thing that I do where I cross my feet, I lay it on my ankle, and my ankle goes numb. I know you didn't ask, but you're welcome. Okay. Do multiple sorts and get rid of that. Right. Let's listen for this. Nope. Cut. Crop that out. Multiple sorts in different directions. So get rid of this. So directions. Mark. So we're going to actually take a peek. Direction. We're going to actually take a peek at this right now. Mark. All right, so where we left off with one of our last so I use that. I overuse it so much. I think it's a filler word to get my audio box going. Direction. We're going to actually take a peek at this right now. So where we left off with one of our last SQL queries. Could you hear that or did I cut it close enough? But you get to hear. Peek at this right now. So where we left off with one of our last SQL queries was we were joining our album and our artist tables on our artist ID, and we were just getting this information. It's like, well, what am I supposed to learn from this? Queries was we were joining our album and our artist tables on our artist ID, and we were just getting this information. It's like, well, what am I supposed to learn from this? Supposed to learn from this? Learn from this? Glean from this? Learn? No, you're learning from analysis. You're gleaning insight. Insight is learning. Yeah, okay, I like that. I don't like it. I don't love it. I like it. All right. Mark. Well, and then our very last. So you might be saying why I'm saying mark all the time. Let's see. Right here. So I put a little marker. And the reason why, let me hit C, cut. So when you hit M, that pops up. It's a hotkey. So it marks this. So when you go to cut and you get your, why isn't this moving? Oh, I'm not in here. Sorry. There we go. Hit cut. So now I went back to V. It's my pointer. So tool V, selector, and then when I can come over here and press C. So my razor tool. The reason why you want to press mark is it's very forgiving. So you can just kind of shoot up here and it knows that, hey, and see how it makes that line. Now I can come through here and find it, or also right here. So what I'd like to do is on the first part that I do my mark, and I know where that is, and then I do my second because I don't want these two marks to sit and float around because they will compress. So I'll mark the beginning of my cut and then put my spotter on the second one and then delete the space. So, all right, let's listen to this. Well, and then our very last, yeah, God, what was I talking about here? In our very last sequel video, what we did is, all right, so let's talk about this for a second. Did you hear how I faded there? So this is what I'm trying to help everyone is knowledge of the situation that you're in. And this is actually a video that I really want to do, but I want to get very down to the nuances. You heard me kind of fade right there, and I may cut that out because you can hear the lack of confidence there because I did not look at the query. So what I was speaking to, I wasn't quite sure about, and that comes through. I mean, you all have seen me recording and doing things for a very, very long time now. And I typically know what I'm talking about, and I typically sound a certain way. But if you saw right there, I'm thinking and talking at the same time. So my assured feeling is this what we're doing here? And I was trying to go back because, let's see, is that over on the screen? Yeah. This was the join. And I did this. Did I need to check something. I gotta check something on my LinkedIn real fast. Did I make I did do a count aggregate. Did I spell aggregate right? Okay, I think I did. Okay. I just want to make sure I did not put on LinkedIn and a misspelled aggregate function. So, all right. First I joined this, and then I did count. And yeah. That was it. I was going to do a distinction between count and sum. Did I already record that? Oh, I did. Ugh. See, because on the analyst side, or even as a engineer side, especially if it's whomever is exporting the data, if that's not super important to them, you're going to get duplicate data. I don't want to say inaccurate data, but I can say sloppy. I feel comfortable saying sloppy data. So when you're counting rows, you need to be very, actually distinct. Let's talk about that. Sorry, I'm all over the place. We've got to, so there's a very cool thing that you can do. You can literally put a distinct inside you can put distinct almost anywhere, and it will work. And it took me a long time to really wrap my head around what the distinct keyword was doing. So give me a second and let me make a insert statement. Yeah. Can you highlight two of them and do copy? I want to see. Bingo. That's what I needed to do. All right. Distinct. More control. Okay, I think I'm back. Sorry about that, everyone. I have no idea. Guess I need to restart something after we get done with this stream. Oh, everybody got kicked out. Fantastic. All right, we'll just keep going. And if anybody comes back, cool. If not, we need to get these videos edited anyway. All right. How many frames per second? Just dropped to, what is going on? Dropped frames 37%. This is ridiculous. Okay, here we come back up. Dropped frames 20. I'm at 2650 kilobytes. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. I don't know what's going on with my computer right now, but it'll be what it'll be, and we'll just keep rolling along. Control what we can control from this. Okay, I think we need to get rid of most of this. This is because I forgot that I had done well. And then our very last, yep, you can hear that. I'm not sure because I'm trying to remember. That's what in our very last SQL video, what we did. See, poor planning and poor execution. That's awful. All right, that's why editing is so great. Supposed to learn from this. Okay. That's what I want. In our very last, because that is correct. In our very last SQL video, it was this one. All right, so cut. Is he just barking at you? He has gotten really picky about that, about wanting to come in that door. That dude is hilarious. We have very spoiled dogs at our house. What am I supposed to learn this information? It's like, well, what am I supposed to learn from this? In our very last SQL video, what we did is listen to that right there. We used our aggregate function count. Okay. And I need to chop this. I need to get rid of all dead air. What we did is Ooh, listen to that I'm stalling so bad. Look at that. That's a half a second Oh my God, that's awful. Cutting that so I don't sound like a buffoon. We used our aggregate function. What we did is Oh, I can chop all that. Is we used our aggregate function. Yeah. Nice. Did you hear listen to the difference in this? What we did is we used our aggregate. So it dawned on me of what we were doing, and I just sound completely different. And I was speaking to that the other day. The confidence comes with the conceptualizing and understanding. The more you understand the information. So I'm going to give you a real life example. And so if you were in a room and you were going to go explain something to a bunch of first graders, you'd feel pretty confident about explaining that to the first graders, right? Because your vast amount of the gap between your knowledge and theirs is extremely vast. Well, you feel better about it. So prepare like you're going to put so much distance between you and the people you're going to be explaining this to. And that's literally the secret. There we go. All right, this is going to be a little bit better. Not a lot, because this is still the garbage leading up to this. Let's see if we can get rid of it. What we did is we used our aggregate function count. Okay. And I got another and then garbage. We titled that column number of albums. Well, that's maybe I am gonna. Okay, so we've already cut out like a minute and 25 seconds. All right, let's see if we can get rid of more of this trash. And do I need this and then, yeah, I think we do. We titled that column, was I about to choke to death? And we did is we used our aggregate function count, and then I did not know that we put that someplace else. All right. Did is we used our aggregate function count, and then we titled that column number of albums. Well, that still really doesn't help us with anything. See if this is getting a little bit better. We did is we used our aggregate function count, and then we titled that column number of albums. Well, that still really doesn't help us with anything. There's another and sound like a buffoon. And this is where it becomes. Okay, that's the this. Cut. Doesn't help us with anything. This is where it becomes just the basic beginning, and it becomes so very powerful. Okay, I'm down. Something as simple as this order. Getting down to 2.5 minutes. All right. Bye. And I put this at the end in its proper placement. Ooh, that's a good video. I need to look at something. Okay. order. I put where there? I've already done this video. I need to look at something. I need to look at LinkedIn. Learning SQL. Okay. All right. Okay, I did do that. Let's get on to whatever I was going to say. And we'll probably wrap up here in a minute because I think I'm boring everybody to death. And now, with the basic beginning, and it becomes so very powerful. Something as simple as this order by. And I put this at the end. Basic beginning, and it becomes so very powerful. Something as simple as this order by. And the way I say that, I make it sound like you can place the order by anywhere. Simple as this order by. Let's clean this up. Powerful. Cut this out. Cut that. So very powerful. Something as simple as this order by. Mark this. Another and. And I put this at the end in its proper placement. There we go. As this order by. And I put this at the end in its proper placement. So I'm fixing that. Okay. Let's clean that. Cut. Order by. And I put this at the end. And I put this. Put this mark in its proper placement. Order by. And I put this in its proper placement. There we go. Saved that. Let's see what garbage I have to say here. That's a good video. And now, with this simple command, down to 2.5 minutes. Let's see what this does. I put this in its proper placement. With this simple command, I begin to glean all of this information. So, artist, Iron Maiden has 21 albums, Led Zeppelin has 14, Deep Purple has 11, U2 has 10, and Metallica has 10. And this is where you begin to peel back the onion of how powerful SQL is to take your data, tell a story, and give you the business advantage to make decisions that can help you in the long run. Didn't think that through. Did you hear how that tapered off? To take your data, let's see if we can speed this up. Where you begin to peel back the onion of how powerful SQL is to take your data, hear all those pauses in my voice? Our dogs are acting nuts today. Your data, tell a story, your data, tell a story, and give you the business advantage to make decisions that I taper off. Let me see if we can to make if I chop this up, let's take the wind put the wind back in my sails. To make decisions that can help you in the long run. Don't sound very confident when I'm saying all that. Let's see if we can press this. There's even a way to, I think, compress it. I did, when I did my intro one time, I had an intro and I did a bunch of programming, or I was doing some videoing, some standard, and you were able to increase the speed, and that was kind of cool. So I wonder if I were to, but I think it begins to change the pitch on things. So let's listen to this. Let's see how the business sounds. Advantage to make decisions that can help you in the long run. Excuse me, everyone. Advantage to make decisions. Advantage to make Can I move over this half of one? That says, all right, that's as close as we can cut it. And there's this thing that shows up here. I don't know if you can see it, but this is little nook that shows up here. Let's see if we can speed this up. Give you the business advantage to make decisions that can help you in the long run. Yeah, okay. That makes it sound less worse. All right, we got to get rid of most of this. Make sure you follow for more. All right, I'm probably going to wrap up here because I got lots of housework to do today. You in the long run. Make sure you follow for more. Oh, what was it? What did we title this thing? Hi, everyone. This is Sam. You're beginning to learn a little bit of SQL. And, what do I want to call this? I don't think there's anything telling that you don't need to see here. No, we're all good. All right. We're probably going to do this. How long have we been on? We've been on just over an hour. Yeah. I'll finish this, and I got lots to do today, so we'll wrap up. LinkedIn template, sorting. All right. Oh, that's funny. I'm looking at my cursor and I'm stuck on in my OBS. Sometimes I don't know if I should be allowed to have all this nice stuff. Sometimes I'm like, this is a little much. All right. Let me show you this too. So this is actually what happens. So I edit all that. Let's see. What did I call it? Sorting. So now I have to take it and I need to turn it into. So that file right there, and as you can see, it's going through and doing all this. And now I need to have it formatted to be able to upload. So that file was not an OBS file. That file was a project file for Adobe, and you can edit that. So it has all of the, and what's very interesting is it's a very, very small file. is so interesting if you think about it. So what it's doing is that file, and then I drop that file into the encoder. So then what it does is it goes and takes all of the pieces in that strand of anything that was overlaid and then turns it into a real video. So it is quite impressive. So then now, let me show you. Let me close that. So then what I do is I need to come up here, and this is what comes out. And then I resave it. And then now here it is. Hi everyone. Let me move this over here so you can see the final product. So now it's back here. Now it's back as an MP4. And now here it is. Sam. So you're beginning to learn a little bit of SQL and you're interacting with some databases. Well, now you need to begin to control some of this information. And the best way to learn and become acclimated with some of the basics is the sort by syntax. Yeah. So you're going to be sorting the columns in the way that you can glean information. Now, one of the important things to know is when you do a sort by and then you insert a column name, it's automatically going to default to ascending. The spelling of that is ASC. And it's redundant if you do it, but if you need to do that at the beginning, that's absolutely fine. But descending, if you want that to be in descending order, proper syntax for SQL, DESC. Now, where this becomes very, very powerful is you're able to do multiple sorts in different directions. We're going to actually take a peek at this right now. Where we left off with one of our last SQL queries was we were joining our album and our artist tables on our artist ID, and we were just getting this information. It's like, well, what am I supposed to learn from this? In our very last SQL video, what we did is we used our aggregate function count, and then we titled that column number of albums. Well, that still really doesn't help. All right, I think that's fairly okay. I'm not getting a lot of watch time on that, so I get it. So I think we're going to wrap up for today, and then I got to do all the yard work, and then we will pick back up tomorrow. Make sure you're hitting the Discord, joining the Discord server. So if you need any help or have any questions or just kind of need a pep talk or you need to vent. So that's the main reason of this community, is just so you're not alone and you can have all the help that you need and deserve, because everything I've learned, I basically have done it on my own. Very, very little help, and it's not the easiest. So I kind of want to save people that and maybe nudge them in the right direction. I'm not a big fan of giving answers because that also steals. So I want to try to do like a hybrid of the two. So we'll just kind of wrap up for now, and we'll pick back up tomorrow with probably at least doing 1 or 2 challenges. And we need to edit those other 2 videos, and then we do need to record some more. So, all right, hope everyone has a good rest of their day. We will see everyone tomorrow, and everybody stay safe, and see everybody next time. Bye.